So, welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily News in Shorts. In this lecture series, we cover a particular day's current affairs in a short span of time. Now, needless to say this, you have to revise this lecture just after watching it. Because if you're just going to watch this lecture, well, these current affairs would quickly skip your mind. You'll quickly forget them. Therefore, revise it from the notes provided by us on our Telegram channel. The link to our Telegram channel is provided in the comment section. Okay, then, let's begin today's discussion. First, let's take a look at the list of topics that we shall cover. Okay, so let's begin. So, daily current affairs, 8th of November, Saturday, and here is the topics list. So, well, on 7th November, 150 years of Vande Matram got completed, and therefore we launched an initiative, a celebratory initiative was launched by Prime Minister Modi. So, we'll talk about the history of Vande Matram, who wrote it, what was its significance, is this national song of India still relevant today? Okay, so we'll talk about this. Then we'll talk about Tropical Forest Forever Initiative, an initiative launched by Brazil, but India has expressed, and India basically joined this initiative as an observer. So what is this initiative, how significant it is, and how will it restore and conserve tropical forests? So we'll talk about this. And the third news item or the third topic is UN Water Convention, because recently Bangladesh joined it. And it basically has some consequences for India-Bangladesh relationship, water relationship. So we'll talk about this as well. So these are the three news items. Topic number 1 is related to history and culture portion of your UPSC syllabus. Topic number 2 related to international relations and environment portion of your UPSC syllabus. And topic number 3 clearly is related to international relations portion of your UPSC syllabus. Okay, so these are the three news items. Let's start discussing them one by one. Starting with topic number 1, and that is 150 years of Vande Matram. Okay, so recently on 7th November, 150 years of Vande Matram got completed. Okay, so we celebrated its 150th anniversary. And on this occasion, well, Prime Minister launched year-long celebration, National Commemorative Initiative. Okay, now through this, what becomes important for us is that what was Vande Mataram, what was its significance, who wrote it, how significant it is. In fact, is it still relevant for today's India? We'll talk about all these things in brief. Okay, so let's begin. So 150 years of Vande Mataram. So what was in the news? So 150th anniversary of national song Vande Mataram. So there is a national anthem, Jana Gana Mana, national song Vande Mataram. It was commemorated by PM Modi in New Delhi on 7th November. A national commemorative initiative was launched on this occasion. Okay, so year-long celebrations would take place, 1 year-long celebrations. A special commemorative coin, Vande Mataram coin, and postage stamp were also released to mark this occasion. Now let's talk about Vande Mataram. Okay, so it was composed by Bankim Chandra Chatterjee in 1875. He wrote this song in his novel called Anand Mat, but this song featured in a journal, in a newspaper of sorts called Banga Darshan as a part of his novel. So remember the writer Bankim Chandra Chatterjee and remember the novel Anand Mat. Okay. Now some of the features of Vande Mataram. So this song is inspired from ancient Indian history. The Vedic concept of the nation as a mother. Generally in some countries, well, the nation is basically personified as fatherland, a father. Okay. But in India's ancient culture, well, a nation is personified as a mother. Okay, so it borrowed from that, Vande Mataram, or bow down to Ma Bharati. So your nation is signified as a mother, Mother India, right? Influenced both the song and freedom struggle ideology. So this song actually influenced freedom struggle ideology, but it was the concept of Mother India was borrowed from ancient Indian history, Vedic history. Okay. This song binds the nation. It binds India's history with present confidence and inspires future generation. It received recognition. So it was recognized by Constituent Assembly in 1950 as having equal honor with national anthem. So the honor given to national anthem would be given to national song as well. This resolution was passed, remember this fact, in 1950 by the Constituent Assembly. Okay. Now it also gives a vision for India. So Vande Mataram embodies attributes of Saraswati, the goddess of knowledge, Lakshmi, goddess of prosperity, and Durga, goddess of strength. Basically, what is the vision of India? That India should lead the world in terms of knowledge, in terms of economic power, and in terms of military strength. So this vision, by giving Mother India these three attributes, you're saying India should have these three attributes. Okay, so remember this. Now, its contribution in freedom struggle. So we all know that Vande Matram basically inspired numerous freedom fighters. It was a normal chant by freedom fighters. Okay, whenever they were singing Vande Matram, they were actually protesting against the British rule. Okay, leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, Sri Aurobindo praised the song for awakening inner strength and fostering national unity. Its singing in public spaces was banned by the British. The slogan Vande Matram unified diverse regions, faiths, languages under one patriotic spirit. So it united the country. Different regions got under the banner of Vande Matram. Vande Matram is described as a mantra, energy, dream, solemn resolve, embodying devotion to Ma Bharati, which is Mother India. All right. Now, do you know from this song, a movement was also launched in 1948. This song was so significant that a movement called Vande Matram movement was launched in 1948 by nationalists against Nizam of Hyderabad. Okay, so basically Nizam of Hyderabad banned the singing of this song, and he was also making religious education compulsory and many other things. He was following a communal line. So his population wanted to liberate the state of Hyderabad from Nizam's rule and wanted Hyderabad to merge into India. So for that, they launched a peaceful movement called Vande Matram. Many different political groups got together and participated in this movement called Vande Matram movement. So remember this significance. Okay, make sense? All right. Now let's quickly shift our focus to next news item, and that is Tropical Forest Forever Initiative. You see, it is universally recognized that forests are important. If we want to fight against climate change, we need to grow more forests. Okay, we need to expand the area under forests, right? Because forests not only capture carbon from the atmosphere, they also prevent carbon emissions from the ground. Okay, so we need to expand forest cover. And a particular category of forests are more important than other forests, and those are tropical forests. Tropical forests are extremely rich in biodiversity as well as their contribution towards capturing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. So conserving tropical forests should be priority number one. No doubt that other forests are also important, but tropical forests are more important. Now, different tropical countries have launched various initiatives. One such initiative was launched by Brazil, and many countries have joined it. India has also joined it as an observer, not a full-term member, but an observer. Okay. So what is this Tropical Forest Forever initiative? What are India's contributions towards climate change or preventing climate change? Let's talk about this. Okay. So Tropical Forest Forever initiative. So what was in the news? India welcomed Brazil's initiative to establish TFFF, recognizing it as a significant step towards collective and sustained global action for preserving tropical forests. Okay, we have joined as an observer. Now, TFF basically follows a financial model called blended finance mechanism. Under this, public funds, private funds would be contributed and given to countries who are taking initiatives to preserve tropical forests. Okay, that it uses profits from capital market investments to provide results-based payments. So if a country has improved, it will get more payment. So you have linked conservation with money, with finance. So through this, now countries have an incentive to conserve forest area because through that they will earn more money. So this is a good mechanism, blended finance mechanism. Okay. Now key features. First of all, blended finance mechanism. We have discussed this. Then scale and funding. It is expected initial contributions of $25 billion from investors, leveraging 100 billion in private funds to generate 4 billion annually, 4 billion profits. So you'll use 100 billion to generate $4 billion of revenue to fund forest conservation. Okay. The payment will be results based. Countries won't just get this money. They have to show that they are improving. So this is a good thing. Ecosystem valuation recognizes tropical forests as vital for carbon storage, biodiversity, and hydrological cycles. Okay, so it recognizes that tropical forests are more important. Okay, and it operates as a trust fund endowment model, ensuring perpetual returns rather than one-time grants. Okay, countries would be getting these returns. Now, what is the significance? You know, there are so many climate agreements. Okay, most of these climate agreements follow this principle called common but differentiated responsibility, and respective capabilities. So what is this principle? This is known as CBDRC, RC principle. Okay. So common but differentiated responsibility, CBDR hyphen RC. I'm so sorry, CBDRC principle. So what does this say? Preserving the climate is the common responsibility of entire humanity. Yet, our environment or our climate, our earth was destroyed more by developed countries than developing countries. So yes, it is a common responsibility, but developed countries have a bigger responsibility than developing countries. That is what we mean by common but differentiated responsibilities. Plus, developing countries also do not have enough capabilities. They do not have enough money to restore the climate. So common but differentiated responsibility, and that responsibility shall be based on their capabilities, individual countries' capabilities. So this TFFI initiative also follows CBDRC principle. Then it focuses entirely on tropical forests. It supports other international agreements also. Because if you will restore tropical forests, most of your Paris climate agreement commitments would get fulfilled. So it supports Paris agreement. Plus, if forests are restored, tropical forests are one of the richest sources of biodiversity. So if you're restoring tropical forests, you are restoring biodiversity conservation. So it also follows Conservation of Biodiversity Convention. So these two international agreements are followed if you follow TFFI properly. So it supplements international agreements. Plus, it has found a way out by linking finance with conservation. So now you have an incentive. You have this greed for money that will make you, force you to conserve forests. So it's a very good initiative. Okay, simple? All right. Now let's move on to third news item, and that is UN Water Convention. So what is UN Water Convention basically? So the thing is that, well, there are so many rivers in the world that basically cross borders, right? Many rivers are shared by many countries. And this leads to various river-related disputes, transboundary river-related disputes, water disputes. There is one between India and Pakistan with respect to Indus Water Treaty. There are some water disputes between India and Bangladesh also with respect to Teesta Water River. Okay, so there are so many water disputes between countries all over the world. Now, to resolve these water disputes, well, a convention was created. Okay, this convention, this international law will ensure that all these disputes are resolved peacefully and justiciably. Clear? Now, India is not party to this convention. India says that we will resolve our water disputes bilaterally with individual countries. But recently, Bangladesh has joined this convention. And Bangladesh has joined it because they want to use this organization to put pressure on India to release more water to Bangladesh, Teesta water and many other rivers. Okay, so this is the international relations context. First, let's talk about UN Water Convention. Okay, what are its details? Okay, then. So UN Water Convention. So what was in the news? Bangladesh's accession to UN Water Convention aims to enhance water security and cross-border cooperation, but it may strain relations with India because India is not party to this convention. Now, the official name of this water convention is Convention on the Protection and Use of Transboundary Water Resources, Water Courses, International Lakes, and International Lakes. This convention would help Bangladesh safeguard and manage waterways that represent a lifeline to peace and prosperity. That's what UN has said. The official name is this Convention on the Protection and Use of Transboundary Water Courses and International Lakes. Clear? Now, about this convention. So this convention started as a regional convention for Europe. It earlier only focused on Europe. But since 2016, it has been opened up for global membership. Okay, so it was adopted in Helsinki in 1992 and entered into force in 1996, and it was under UN Economic Commission for Europe. But in 2016, it was opened for global cooperation. Earlier, it was only Eurocentric. Purpose to promote cooperation and sustainable management of transboundary water, river, lakes, groundwater. It mandates that parties means signatories to this water convention, well, they would share water resources and cooperate through specific agreements, joint water sharing bodies. It also provides a legal framework for these agreements. So if you have joined this convention, and your neighboring country has also joined this convention, then the bilateral agreement between you two with respect to water sharing would be based on this water convention. And it also focuses not only focuses on water sharing, it also focuses on water pollution and many other things. Okay. Now, some key features of this: it provides cooperative framework through agreements. Okay. It provides equitable use principle, that the water sharing between the two countries should be shared equitably. Okay. No country should get unjust amounts of water. So this is provided by this agreement. Then it also acts as a dispute resolution mechanism. If there is a dispute between two countries, well, you can use this convention. Parties to this convention can resolve this dispute. Then it aligns with sustainable development goals, water conservation, water preservation. Then it also puts limits on water pollution, industrial discharge into water bodies. It puts limits on that. And different countries would share information. So if both India and Bangladesh are party to this convention, they would share water related information from their respective countries and they would share it with each other. So this is provided in this convention. Now, why is it significant for India? This is very important. Impact on India. Remember, India is not a signatory to this convention. Okay. India solves water disputes through bilateral treaties. Like it has one with Pakistan, Indus Water Treaty. And it has one with Bangladesh also, Ganga Water Sharing Treaty. Okay. India views multilateral mechanisms like the Water Convention cautiously. India is suspicious of these international mechanisms, citing concerns about externalizing bilateral issues. India says that this issue between India and Bangladesh is between India and Bangladesh. We won't allow any third party into this dispute. That is why India is not in favor of international bodies which talk about water sharing. Okay. But now Bangladesh has joined it. Therefore, it could reshape regional water diplomacy. Bangladesh can use this convention or this body to put pressure on India to release more water. Okay. Give it an international legal platform to press for fairer water sharing agreements with India, especially regarding Teesta and Ganga. Okay. So this is the international relations context. So, well, they say that there are various disputes or there are various issues between India and Bangladesh. Now, even water will become a burning issue between the two countries. Okay. So this was all about this. Clear? And that would be all. With that, we conclude today's session. So thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it has added value to your preparation. But it will add more value if you're consistent and regular with this lecture series and you revise it from the notes. So please do not forget to do that. And I shall see you next time with another set of news items. Thank you, everyone.